Gotta put my sports hat on.
Paws up, climb the tigers. Okay. All right, now this is the additional sports, well not sports, scrap that. This is like editing Nader Tots when he used to phone in his podcast. It's like, all right, guys, edit that.
You guys gotta edit that out.
And if you'd never told TJ, we would have never known because I was just playing on. All right, throw her in audition and click play, and then so I'd listen through and he'd be like a silent like, yeah, you guys want to edit that? Like, you couldn't make it louder for us or anything, but okay. All right, back on. All right, so this is our additional video segment we're going to start doing for the Free Beer and Hot Wings website as well as our Facebook page. Obviously, you know that if you're watching this right now. You may notice some subpar camera work this week simply because Nader Tot may or may not have mailed it in terms of bringing proper equipment and or planning ahead. That's not going to stop this train, though. We promised you additional content. That's what we're going to bring. So I'm Kyle. This is not going to be my story, though. If you listen to the podcast, it's going to be kind of surprising because I won't be doing the majority of the talking right here. We talked about this off air. This is TJ and Nate's story. Now, in the future, this isn't always necessarily going to be sports related or a hard sports story. Some days it might not be funny. Other days it might be hilarious. We're never really going to plan this or bring in anything serious to talk about. So this week, TJ texted me last night when we were discussing content for this video, and he said he had something to talk about, a story that TJ, you and Nader Tot both experienced. I don't know how long ago this. I really have no context about this other than essentially what you read on the back of a book, a blurb about what actually happened. But you guys just mentioned it before we started recording this, and you're trying to tiptoe around the details. So I'm going to let you take it away. I'll take this poverty camera that we're going to be using here, and I will let TJ and Nate take this away if you guys can.
So Nader Tot and I, over the summer, we worked for this baseball team down off in Whereversville, Michigan. We were the people who controlled the video broadcast of the baseball team, and we had a crew up in the press box, like a stats guy, a PA announcer, audio guy, just everyone up there.
Standard what you'll see in a press box.
Well, after the end of the season, one of the guys in the press box wanted to have the whole press box crew over to his house.
It was the oldest guy there. His name is Greg. He's been doing he's been doing the PA there since I started there, and he's a real funny guy. He really just doesn't care, and so he just kept saying how we were the best press box there was because, we were doing stuff that we didn't do the first year. We were doing pick to click, and we were just bullshitting with each other, and he goes, I want to have a party. He goes, only press box people, and it's just I'll buy all the beer, we'll grill out.
That's the best kind of party.
Yeah. We'll just, he basically said, you guys aren't on the line for anything. We're just going to have a good time. And the only catch was we couldn't tell anybody. It was only press box people. And
it was a great time. Like
it was legitimately fun.
We had our whole press box, everything, our play-by-play, our color guy. Basically, all we did was
eat food, drink, and bullshit.
Yeah, and have sports debates with our color guy, Marshall, who is the most infuriating guy ever to argue sports with. He's just anti-guy.
Oh, is that Marshall that I got that I trolled hard on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Minnesota Wild Marshall.
And USC. He went to USC.
Oh, that's right.
So all his arguments were, the big thing we ranked him the most on was, before baseball started, he guaranteed two things. Matt Barkley was going to win the Heisman, and USC was going to win the national championship.
And we saw how that worked out.
Yeah,
USC
100% on those, yeah.
Matt Barkley might be outside the first round in the draft this year.
Yeah.
Whatever. Marshall, he literally was always wrong.
Well, we might bring him on, along with some other press box crew, just for their unique content.
We talked about this. We're not even going to plan anything. We're just going to call him up and just say some benign sports thing. Minnesota's goalie's not really playing too well.
Right. And
bullshit.
Look at our save percentage.
Why don't you go F yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. And so, oh God, he's just fun because he's anti.
Anyway, that's kind of just a side tangent. So a bunch of these people left.
To start, it's a thing to know that to start the night off, Mrs. Gregg was very not liking this party already to start with.
But what do you expect when you get 10 guys together
And-
and supply them with booze?
And so it's like, I was already uncomfortable because Mrs. Gregg was not feeling this party whatsoever. And I don't think it helped that when we got halfway through the night, we were like, we're out of beer. We need the 2 sober people to go get us more before they left for the night.
That was always my favorite phone call when I wasn't, before I could drink was, hey, can you go get me some more beer? Dude, it's 2 in the morning. I have to work.
Oh, no, dude. We were old enough. We just weren't sober.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And we weren't like belligerent drunk. We were just didn't want to go out driving because it was late.
We were just having sports arguments.
And it was just, we just needed one more case to kind of we only had a few handful of guys left. It was like,
It was a chill down case.
It was a chill down case. And he had a hot tub, and so we were all like, well, let's get in the hot tub. And this is where it starts getting infuriating.
Nothing says...
started hitting it hard, man.
Nothing says party like 5 or 6 dudes, a case of brew sitting in a hot tub.
Yeah. Well, like, the thing is we went from sports arguments to sports
like personal
nostalgia.
Sports stories.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and we all liked hockey. And Greg, he was giving us a tour of the house. In his basement, he had all these old hockey jerseys. He used to play hockey in high school, and then
a baseball hat for every team in the league,
right,
and jerseys, and he played
in a small college
locally here.
Yeah, down the road. And so we started talking about, and then the web of lies started. We were
such an intricate web too.
This guy was so good, and he played us for such a fiddle that he started telling us. We started talking about the Miracle on Ice game and about how we all loved it. He had the audacity to start making us believe that Timmy Har, which, if you guys don't know the Miracle on Ice story, he was a player Herb Brooks brought in from Minnesota that he played on Herb's team in Minnesota to kind of fire all the guys up. Herb never intended him to be on the team, but he was a great player.
He was just like a hot shot who was meant to push the guys harder than they thought they could go.
Because he didn't like where the team was heading going into the Olympics, so he brought him in. And then it's in the movie, it's like Eruzione and Craig and O'Callahan said, oh, we're family. He's not part of the family. We've bonded together. Anyway.
This guy, Greg, this bastard Greg, tells us that he is Timmy Har.
And that Timmy...
What?
And that Timmy Har is just a made-up name because...
Okay.
This is how good... of course we all go... Because there's another guy in the pool, Glenn. He's a little bit worse than... DJ Glenn. He's a little bit worse than all of us. And so he's like, oh, that's bullshit. And we're all calling bullshit on him. He plays the most elaborate story. He was talking about how Herbie wasn't the coach. He was just a fake face. Coach Craig was the real coach. He really was the guy that brought all the guys together. Aruniosi was a dick. O'Callahan was really cool with O'Clanahan.
Smith was the best guy on the team.
Yeah, Jim Craig. Jim Craig. And then we're like, no way. And he's like, yeah. And then he was talking about...
He told us this, like, with details about how he scored 4 goals against Finland
or
some qualifying game.
Against Sweden, and that he
tried out each one to us.
He tried out for the team, and Herbie came up to him and told him that he was good, but he just wasn't fit. And then Herbie called him up out of nowhere to come get on the team, and he knew from the beginning that he was never going to make it. He was just a small town kid, and then we were like, well, Craig, you were part of the team, man. You were part. No, dude, I wasn't. We were just like, the other guys.
I can't believe we worked with you all summer and you never told us that you were on the Miracle team. What the hell, man?
And he goes, yeah, I tried out, and I was on.
And he was just like, guys, I wasn't on the team. Everyone on that team was great, and they were so much better than me. I wasn't a part of that team.
I wasn't part of it. Was all those guys.
I didn't win any gold medals.
Yeah.
I didn't beat the Soviets.
We honestly believed.
And we were just like crying there in the hot tub.
Right, because we thought
he got robbed.
He got robbed. This was our boy from the press box getting robbed by Herb Brooks. And then I immediately kept thinking, man, Herb Brooks is such an asshole. Why did I like this guy so much? Okay, so then the next morning we get kicked out.
Yeah, we got kicked out. We drive home.
I go to TJ had to leave early. I go to Denny's with a couple other guys that were there and listen to the story, and that was the whole conversation. Is this guy for real? Mm-hmm. Is this guy for real?
Which it should be the whole conversation.
Right. And we honestly thought, why would he lie to us? You know,
And
this would be an awful sick joke. You know, even for being a little bit drunk. You know, most drunk people go, "Oh, I'm just playing with you."
and then
We all get home, literally at the same time. We all Facebook each other in a triangle and go, "This guy is so full of shit."
Yeah.
I went on to every
I want to
single...
go back to his house and punch that effer in the face.
Yes.
What an asshole.
I went there. I went on to every single website trying to... He said he played... What college? He got drafted.
Yeah, he said he got drafted but never caught on.
But he never made it to the pro teams. And so I was looking... He got drafted by the Islanders. And his kid got drafted by the Islanders too. Which, thinking back, it was past... When he said it was past their dominant stage in the 80s. And it was kind of close to when they sucked and past when they got good. Past when they got good for his son, and still kind of when they sucked for him.
Uh-huh.
The timelines fit.
It fits
all
so
the details were
And I
perfect.
thought either this guy knows his stuff, which he does, or he just got so lucky, and it made me furious. And we're lucky because we get to go back to baseball, and first thing I see in the face is, "Way to go, you asshole!
Yeah.
You made me have this belief, and you made me feel bad for you."
Seriously, dude. First thing I do when I see this effort next summer, I'm gonna give him the biggest middle finger ever and maybe punch him in the balls.
I'd punch him in the dick.
Yeah.
Square in the dick. I wouldn't even contemplate it.
I looked at him and I said in the hot tub, every time I can't watch the movie Miracle anymore because I know that that's you and you got an unfair shot. Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Now, sober, do you guys go for this story?
I could have. I think I could have.
I think I could have too.
Man.
The details were
And you
there,
see-
man.
I know
He
it.
knew his stuff.
And we weren't, I wasn't so drunk I was belligerent. I was still coherent. I still knew facts. Like, I was talking to him in facts and dates.
Oh yeah, we were calling him out on some things that we had questions on.
Everything he said, we were calling him out on. And he just, without,
Had
like,
an explanation for everything.
didn't pause, said it. And I was like, well, you know, as the story progresses, like, he knows way too much.
They were never going to let me on the team. I was just a small town kid from rural Michigan.
I could score goals, but, you know, Herbie didn't want me on the team.
He was like, this is what he said. He said, I was the best player on that team, but I knew I was never going to make it. I had the most talent on that team, but...
And that's the point where we all start crying, and we're like, oh, God, this is our boy. Why... Ugh! And then...
So pissed, man. You have no idea.
On Saturday-
Get home and Google Timmy Hart. He's a real person.
Real person.
So,
Which I don't know why.
What's
why would they make up a fake person?
What's the end game from this dickhead? I mean,
Just getting a laugh out of us.
Yeah,
I
don't
guess.
know. I don't know, man.
I totally expect when I see him this Sunday, way to go, or this summer, way to go, Greg.
How many?
He goes, I can't believe you suckers bought it.
Nice fake 4 goals, douche.
How many BCS linebackers do you think he's currently in a relationship with?
At least
Oh,
one.
God.
He
No,
has phone boned at least a couple of Big Ten
the saddest
linebackers.
Yeah, dude, we got catfished in
You did.
person.
You got catfished in
What
a hot tub by another person feet away from you.
What sucked was, on Saturday, it was Saturday night, I was flipping through channels, and Miracle was on AMC, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. What was it? The part where they brought Tim Moore in! And I'm like, what the hell?
That movie is forever. It might not be ruined, but I think that movie is now forever changed for you. I don't know if you'll ever be able to watch it the same way.
No,
No.
it will literally be impossible because every time I say, who's that? Oh, it's Tim Haar from Minnesota.
That dick. You're angry at him even though it's not him.
Shot from Minnesota.
I still text.
Oh, look.
I'm gonna
Greg's
text.
on
I'm gonna
TV.
text the other guy that was in the hot tub with me, and I'm gonna ask him what he thinks about it. I will get a text literally in 30 seconds to say, "F that guy." We'll do it right now. Keep talking.
What do you think? You think he's going to be back? Like, he'll be back in
yeah.
baseball next year? Is anybody going to talk to
He's
him?
doing this
This
thing
is his,
that he does.
yeah. This has been his side job.
He
for
does
like,
the PA.
How old is he?
Pushing 50s.
Late.
I mean,
He's
everything.
still an older guy, but he's still.
It just goes to show you what you can, what somebody with a little sports knowledge can actually pull the wool over anybody. That's remarkable.
And looking back on it, it was such. We never should have believed it because this guy was never serious during the entire year, and all of a sudden he's like crying in the hot tub and
Never
telling
serious.
us this big
He's-
whole sob
He's
story
the guy
about-
that would look out on the team and go, God, this guy sucks. Why do we even have him? And this is the guy that had we were watching the game 2 years before TJ came. Had a hot mic, and kid nails a home run, and he's like, "Get out of here, you effer!" on a hot mic. And the old lady in the stand turns around and goes, "Jesus doesn't like swearing."
Jesus doesn't. You're right.
To be fair, that is a valid point. Very factual statement. Big man does not enjoy cursing.
Oh, that is remarkable.
God, no, I can't believe.
I was hoping my internet buddy Marshall was going to be involved in that story to an extended degree
No.
because I have. You know what? I've seen
We could
some.
talk about Marshall. The
I've
next
seen
video.
some-
There's too many stories.
I've
for
seen
that.
some anger in my day, but I've never seen someone so visibly upset at an obvious troll job that I pulled over him.
He doesn't.
I don't think he understands how that
No.
works.
This is the
No.
thing. We had a big argument because it was when Suter and Parise were still free agents, and the Wings were obviously clear favorites for them. But then
At least one of them.
at least one of them, and he said that, the Wild will get him. Well, they turned out, and I'll give him credit for. Oh, here's Glenn. Here we go, fans. He goes, "Well, I can't imagine it now. It was actually true. It was shocking how serious all was, though. Deserves an Oscar."
Wow, this guy pulled an acting wool over your eyes. That's remarkable.
Oh God. Well, we can talk.
Like
about
TJ
Marshall.
said, you got catfished in person. I think that's going to have to be the title for this. This video segment is
We were catfished before
total
it was cool.
total team effort. Catfished in person.
Right.
Yeah, it was a total team effort on actually being catfished.
That is the title for this. Total team effort. I think that's all we got for this time, boys.
Yeah,
We'll talk
that's
about
it.
Marshall next week.
Marshall
The
and other
idiocy-
stories
the
to come.
idiocy of Marshall.
There's enough sports stories about Marshall to go around.
We can recap just about everything.
We
I
had
guess.
an argument on NCAA 13 for crying out loud when I came over one day to play it. He was yelling at me because I wasn't calling the right plays based on my team. And I go, "Marshall, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, well, I still put up 70, so...
Coming from video games where I can honestly remember, as every kid does in Madden football, going for it on 4th and 36 every time.
Well, I guess to give you a
Should go for it
preview
on
on
4th
next
and
week's,
19.
if we do this, that was what we were arguing about. It was 4th and 32, and I was down a field goal. What do? I went for it.
Wait, was this when I played with you? When you
No.
called the offense and I called the defense?
We'll get
It
to
might
it
have
next
been.
time. I don't want to ruin
Okay.
it right now. That's all we got. This has been a total team effort. Catfished in person, I guess you could say. We'll see you next time.
Yes.